Bobby.
What's happening?
Where'd you go? Thank you,
So
Chad, for the $2 donation. We love you.
Thank you, Chatty Daddy.
Yes.
We have replaced Bobby with
Bibby.
Kari today.
Yeah.
I am a simulated Bobby.
Yeah. It's like
Simulated Bobby.
so I don't know if anyone knows this, but Kari is actually just an AI program that we use. I know everyone thinks that Kari is real, but Kari is
I
not.
pop up, I go away. It's cool.
And
You
so
just run when you need me, it's fine.
Kari just rewrote the program to be Bobby for tonight.
Boom.
Bobby
Gotta be
execute.
like, hey.
It's easy.
Hey.
It's easy coding. It's fine.
I can't even impersonate Bobby, actually, even if I tried.
Oh,
I don't know.
Bobby. Hi.
Bobby has like
How's
a
it
very
going?
deep, like movie theater announcing voice. He's in
Good
Mexico with his
evening.
wife.
Good
Yeah.
evening. Yes. Everybody that's here,
Perfect.
we have the Chad Smith podcast. Thank you for the
Hi,
fire emojis
Chad.
and the super chat and bottled waters here. Oh yeah, Tony, you are here.
You are here, Joe 5D.
I don't believe you. Fake news.
Night Gazer.
Night Gazer.
Hey, everybody.
Like Giza.
And whoever
Like
else is out
Giza.
there.
My favorite.
Yeah.
Bring him out. Bring him out.
Whoever's
bring
out
him
there in the
bring him
universe.
out.
Yeah, my name's Bree. I forgot. I got thrown out of
Oh.
our usual intro. I'm sorry.
You did. Fix
My
it.
name is Bree, aka Trapp Goat today.
Why are you
Trap
trapped there?
goat.
Trapp Goat.
Danielle's here. Joe 5D is here. Hands up.
And who are
Bang,
you?
I'm Tony.
Hey, Tony.
You know.
Hi.
All right, I'm Hans Jam Tramp.
Oh, I like that. Hans Jam Champ.
All these people
Yeah.
with their names, man. I just
I can't even read yours.
VAR
JavaScript,
simulation
don't code
equals quotation Bobby.exe quotation dot.
yes.
It's not hard to read.
Hello,
Danielle's a
darling.
beautiful angel.
So it is indeed the holiday season. It
Yeah.
is like the beginning. We're tipping off. I know this is a busy week for everybody.
Yeah, maybe a few
including us.
Americans.
I was like, yeah, does everyone have plans on Thursday?
Ooh.
So on Thursday, we're celebrating Kari's people coming and murdering the Native American people.
Yay.
Kari's people who became our people.
I'm just saying, like they were Kari's people who came over here on boats
We
and
did.
then murdered all of the Native Americans. So that's what
Yeah.
apparently we're celebrating. I guess their triumph of it is realistically what it boils down to.
Well, we're celebrating when they weren't killing each other for that brief little moment.
So like right before
before
they gave him
It's like the
smallpox.
Last Supper. It was like the Last Supper.
Oh, the Last Supper. That makes much more
Yeah.
sense. Also,
It was
apparently,
a-
it didn't happen during like the fall time when we actually celebrated it.
That's probably
Right, but
helpful.
if we really want to think about it and we really want to go back,
Mhm.
where did the indigenous people come from? They crossed the land bridge from Russia to Alaska, right? Well, we were just killing Ruskies, 400 years ago before it was popular.
That was my lineage thing when I did my DNA test. That's exactly what it was. It
That's
put
'cause-
me in
and that's
Russia,
Russian?
and then Alaska, and then here.
Oh,
Because I
that's
was
where
like,
you're
the closest thing
Neanderthal.
was
Yeah.
indigenous to America.
I
I was like, okay, that's what's up.
That's
I
what-
remember
that's what's
I
up.
posted a meme one time. It wasn't like a meme, but it was a meme. And it was like, Happy Thanksgiving, the day where Americans gave Americans diseases or something like that. And I don't think people understood what I meant. It was like the true Americans, like the indigenous people, like fake Americans giving the true Americans diseases.
So
Anyway, I
not
got
HPV.
a little bit. I got a little bit of some clap back
it's
for that. I was like,
Blankets with
my bad.
smallpox.
Yeah, blankets with smallpox. That's what it was.
Such a lovely Christmas present.
But you know what? Shout out to
Right.
all of our ancestors who went through that. I mean, I was just watching a show the other day. I think it was the 1888 or 1899, whatever that show is.
1888.
Yeah. And I was
1899.
thinking, like, can you imagine the fact that all of our ancestors had to go through that treacherous journey of being on the boat, all of the different diseases, like who survived? Just the whole thing is just so intense to think about. I think that's insane that we're all here because of that journey that they took.
The real indigenous woman here is saying this is all a hate crime.
You know what? That's a
Welcome to our show.
And like this is Danielle coming in with the facts and information. It's
1883.
So there's 1883, which is a prequel to Yellowstone.
I had.
And then there's 1899, which is from the creators of Dark, which is on Netflix.
I have a
Oh,
That's what I'm
that's
talking
that
about.
new one.
1899 then.
I have a
the new
jar.
Came
one.
out, like,
I
last
have a
week.
jar of
I think.
opals that were formed in a Yellowstone eruption, and the matrix in it is a volcanic ash from Yellowstone.
Cool.
That's dope.
Nice.
Wow! Tell me
nice
that's not
segue.
cool. That was right.
cool.
I
What's
just had
up,
it right up there.
Ronnie's here.
Oh, hey, y'all,
I
what's
feel
up?
like
Yeah.
if you poured vodka in that and took your shots with that, you would have like some extra energy.
Superpowers.
I would just use that as a new shot glass.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I did soak in a bath of it so I could like take in its nutrients. No, I didn't. The look on Bree's face, she was like, "Oh no!"
It's like I was joking.
Does that work the same way as Epsom salt?
I'm just
They have
kidding.
the
It actually could
juice.
work.
Yeah.
I don't see why not. I don't
mean,
see why not.
Unless you're using toxic minerals, like I said, minerals for Yukari, and then you would just like be
Big
bathing
Willie.
yourself in like poison.
Yeah,
I was talking about Big Willie today.
Full stop here. Big Willie's here.
Yeah,
So sexy.
I was
And
talking
if
about
we
him
can
today.
talk about the sexiest voice on YouTube.
Wasn't I, Kari?
What?
Wasn't I talking about Big Willie today?
I don't know who Kari is.
Bobby.
Fake Bobby.
Oh, yeah. Hi. That's me.
AI 1. Wasn't I talking about?
Yes, you were talking about
I
Big
was.
Willie today.
I must have.
Oh,
I
isn't it?
have
Wilbert?
made it come through it.
smooth voice on the radio.
He
No
does.
forensic
Really
mystery.
Can I say
does.
that Big Willie looks really good in the Golden Probe openings?
That's
Very
why I was
good.
talking about him.
I was
And
gonna say, I'll
said-
just say it. Yeah, he looks great.
Actually, I said before we know it, Big Willie's going to leave this community and become one of those full on like hippies, just as psychedelic kind of persons. Because the evolution
Living in
that
a
I have seen
commune.
from him, I'm like, damn.
He's gonna live in like a commune with his hippie children. No one's ever gonna have shirts
No,
on.
I think he's away from
Right.
the commune, but I think he's connected. We all know that Big Willie has a third eye. It's activated, right?
Oh, for sure. Oh, you can
And
see
the-
it just in his pictures and his progression physically. It's opening.
Big Willie's golden probe. Wow.
Wow.
I would literally pay Big Willie at least
Big money?
$3 a day to narrate my day. Tony.
I would
Wow.
literally pay
That'd be
him
pretty
to
good.
narrate like Bigfoot fan fiction. I
He's
don't know
like-
why he doesn't do it.
Yeah,
That
he's
would be
he's
fun.
He's
literally
like, and the
And
Bigfoot
incest.
caresses you. Yeah, so I'm saying I don't know why you can make
Comes
shower.
out from behind
a tree.
Like
The
you want to
shower.
live
He's
your
looking at you like,
dreams,
"Hey,
Big
buddy."
Willie. Listen, there comes a price with everything. This is a part of the Illuminati. You got to give a little bit of your soul away. You
Little
have to
bit.
sell your soul and do smut with your voice in order to quit your job and live
Yes.
that hippie dream where you can stay at home with your kids every day. Like
Mhm.
that's where it's at, though. Like you just have to reach out and grab it.
There's always a sacrifice, my friends. And
Always.
with that said, tonight's drinking game
Yes.
is hands trap. And I'm going to say anything that says trap.
Yeah, anything
Bit.
trap, any version of that. I'm drinking
I was supposed
Ace
to bring beer.
High.
And how is
No,
that
well,
doing?
mine's cider. It's
I'm
it's
drinking
cider.
some fruit juice.
And then
what kind
I
of cider
put it.
is that?
This one is an imperial apple cider. It is gluten-free and
Imperial.
vegan, and it is 8% alcohol by volume. It's made in California with bittersweet apples, and I poured it inside of my Christmas mug.
Wait, so they made an IPA apple cider?
Pretty much. No, well, yeah, kind of. Well, it's an IAC, imperial apple cider.
Oh my God.
It's really good. You'd like it.
I'm
It's
into
made in
that
California.
so much. So much. Okay,
you'd
so
like this.
yes, the topic of today, because we're now into our sipping on candle wax. Absolutely. No, actually, I have some prosecco, which is quite dangerous because I drank too much last week,
And then got a headache.
but it was my birthday.
Bree, you
Uh,
drank 2 bottles of prosecco last week. That's not just
Who
a
does
little
that?
too much.
This is well. I mean, on camera,
Now the second
that's
time
twice
on
now.
camera.
It's like on
Yeah.
camera, that's twice now. Oh, and at the end, Yeah, twice on camera. Mhm.
Yeah, but see, the first time was much worse. The first time I was not used to it, and maybe like then this time it was like you're 32 now, you can handle it.
You can
So
handle
I
it.
was
You're
like
fine.
feeling okay.
Mm.
The problem was I went and smoked a joint by myself after, and then I was like, okay, sleepy time for you. When I woke up, like you're too old for that, and I paid the consequences, guys. Don't worry, I did.
I mean, yeah, at 45, I don't think you can handle 2 bottles of
45.
I feel you. I don't like drinking. I'm more of a smoker, but I drink for y'all.
32.
I drink for you all.
hot sauce.
Anyways, we're doing Hans Trapp, the Trap God today,
Ooh.
and I was so scared that I was overeating the corn. You see, I was stress eating.
Wow. Oh my god. We need a picture of Tony like scared too, like a face.
I don't do that.
Yeah, we do.
But
Danielle,
I mean,
work
I
on
guess-
it for us. Actually, you know,
Yeah.
low-key, Danielle, can you just take a bunch of pictures of Tony making different random faces and emotions and then send it to us on the down low?
She's
please?
gonna
Thank you.
send us that perfect.
I know that's what I'm saying. Ooh.
That's the
Exactly.
picture
That's
we're
what I'm
gonna get.
saying. Yes.
yeah, you want to know how that conversation starts? It starts with this. Do you remember what I told you yesterday?
Yes. The secret. Yeah, I remember the secret.
I don't even bother asking those questions because I already know the answer.
The answer is no. I
Frick
don't
it.
remember what anybody said yesterday.
I
I've
do.
realized I talk to myself. I don't expect anyone else to listen because they don't. So
Mm.
I just speak.
Speak it,
you know?
bitch.
That's it. We're just speaking it into existence.
Bree
Anyway.
talking to the cat.
Amen to that.
Stinky, where are you? See, Stinky, baby
Stinky.
too.
Stinky needs to be in the opening video. I'm sorry.
He will be for sure. So, because we're kicking off the holiday spirit, we're starting with our first sort of holiday cryptid story folklore. And this definitely has to do with Santa Claus, possibly.
Ish.
Hans
Ish.
Trapp, who looks like Jeepers Creepers.
I want to
Jeepers.
get to that.
Yeah.
Later.
Hans Trapp, Hans von Trapp, the Black Knight, the Christmas Boogeyman, or the holiday cannibal.
That just sounds like a fun cannibal.
Honestly,
doesn't
it really does. Like, it sounds so festive. Like, he comes
Like-
to your house and like cooks
Yeah.
you a human turkey.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, when I told Kari
Cannibal
today,
Lecter.
yeah, no, really. When I told Kari today, I was like, what did I say to you? I said, like, it's a
You
scarecrow.
said
And then I'm like,
scarecrow
and a
cannibal. And I
cannibal.
was, I was like, I wasn't sold when she said scarecrow, but then she added cannibal. But then I thought about it, and I was like, but is he a scarecrow that eats other scarecrows, making him a cannibal? Like, how does it work?
Yeah, because he wouldn't be a cannibal if he was eating people
Right.
because he's not a person.
But then Bree explained that he ate children.
Wait, we're
As
not
a
there
human.
yet.
We're not there yet.
Okay.
You're getting ahead of yourself. Don't blow your
Sorry.
load.
You're
Don't blow the
blowing
load
your
right at the
load on
front.
first
Yeah.
first look. blowing
Actually,
the load.
you know what, Bree? This was super fun. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, I'm out.
This fucking guy. Stop. Stop. Wait, Kari actually
Kari really
did.
did leave.
Actually left.
Yo,
Oh, shit.
if you could feel my face, it's on fire. Kari! AI won. Ugh.
We joked with her that we were going to do that, and I thought that was a perfect opportunity.
You just never know what's going to happen with this. You know what I mean? Like, everyone here is just wild.
There she is. There's Car.
My face right now, like, if you took my temperature, they would think I am overheating. My face is just like, Anyway, now that I've been abandoned and reliving childhood trauma, now we are back on to the crypt.
Listen, it's not a Poppy's Cryptid Corner without childhood trauma.
That is
Know
what we
right now.
do on
That's
this
what we
show.
do here.
I'm just here to be here.
We
Hi.
just like
That's
to keep
all
you
that
on your
matters.
toes. Yeah, you're just.
It's all that matters.
We just wanted your
I'm just
fun.
existing right now.
Yeah,
That's
we just
okay.
wanted your energy. Yeah.
Oh, this stream is so unprofessional.
Every single fucking day.
Oh dear. So, Brie, what's
The
next
day
on your
the-
slideshow?
You know what? The day I get a W-2 from this shit, then I will act professional.
Right?
No, that's when we
Seriously.
continue to not act professional because it's paying off.
Thanks, Night Guys. I appreciate that. So, who is Hans Trapp?
I am.
You a little bit.
Oh.
Drink.
No,
Okay.
I'm not.
This
What's the
starts
word?
in Hans Trapp. Oh man,
Ah.
You dumb bitch.
I know. So this starts in France in the 16th century, and the region is in Alsace and Lorraine. And it's actually from a legitimate, real flesh and blood human being in the 1400s, Hans von Trapp. And it
That's a
is
cool name.
associated with the Christmas and holiday season.
So I guess that's why technically he'd be considered a cannibal.
Yes, because it's a real flesh and blood person. I
That
think with
turned
a lot of
into
these
it.
things, all of these things, not all of them, but most of them, it always stems from some truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something.
Mhm.
But this is a real person.
Can I
This
just say
is-
before we go to the next slide, can I just say that I find it interesting that in all the other places of the world, there's kind of like these scary versions of like holiday cheery characters, except not like that in America.
That is
Right.
true.
You know what I mean? Like we don't have like the weird, creepy, if you're bad, it does this. Like we have bad monsters and stuff, but it's not like we have a thing during Christmas. Like our Christmas thing is you get coal in your stocking. Like that's the worst that it is. Over there, they're like, you will get eaten.
You will be
No,
eaten
for sure.
alive.
Bent over in wrong ways, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's true.
Taxes.
Which is funny. Ultimately funny if it's the same story and the same person, Saint Nicholas, why all of that wouldn't carry over. Most likely because of commercialized business. I mean, you want to keep people paying for presents in this overly like extravagant holiday if you have the money for it. So you wouldn't put anything out there maybe that would be bad where you wouldn't be buying presents for people.
Well, yeah, you don't want to not like you don't want to tell people to not buy
Capitalism.
presents. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We love capitalism.
We do. So Hans von Trapp.
Drink.
Does that count?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. Or else.
Hans.
1452 to 1503. He was a German knight and he was excommunicated. Those are the very two things at the root from every single story that you read and you go through. That is the one common, or the two common things. Everything else is just different variations. So the first storyline here is that Hans had an altercation over the land with the
Interesting.
church.
Oh.
Church Wessenberg Abbey. And it was a back and forth over who owned the land. They tried to cut him off. And so in turn, he cut the dam, flooded the entire city, and which eventually led to the Pope making contact and being like, listen, you got to get the fuck out. So
Yeah.
he was eventually excommunicated in 1491.
That's some pretty gangster shit, though. They were
Wow.
think about it. They were like, "This is our land, not yours," and he was like, "Well, I'll just fucking flood it."
I was
Fuck
just
y'all."
gonna say, it sounds. First of all, this is already sounding very native people to me. Like you've taken my land.
Mhm.
I'm going to take it back, and instead they just die.
Yep.
Yeah. He
This
was
is
an
very
actual...
Thanksgiving-y. This is
It
very
is
Thanksgiving-y.
actually. So he was a German knight, but in the area where he was in charge of these two castles in general was right on the border. The border.
The Bortle.
I'm combining words now.
Yeah.
Of France and Germany, which before there wasn't that borderline area. There was no border. So it's kind of like the same. I think it's called Palatine. Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that was the area which he patrolled. And so he was given land and they were like, nah. And he was like, bitch, I'm a knight. And they were like, no.
He just
It was like,
self-appointed
blood.
himself as a knight.
Blood. No, he actually
I think
was.
the
Okay.
German kingdom made
Yeah.
him a knight.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't
That's
a
And
legitimate
that's
knight.
probably why he had land.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a lord, probably.
And you
Mhm.
gotta understand,
Some kind of
so
lordship.
this is 1491, 1 year before Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
Right.
And this is Germany and France. I mean, they don't have the best history together, especially
Right.
in the next 500 years. But,
Well, yeah, and if he's right there on the border, I would imagine maybe that's a good point, because maybe that was when things were starting to stir up about possibly creating that border, and then you would have to split the land. Just throwing bones out there.
Mm.
That makes more sense to me than the second version, which I picked the most overall variation of the story, which was that he was already a very wealthy man, but he was known to be extremely greedy. He would be constantly stealing from people and getting caught and just constantly partying. So kind of like this drunken man, but he has a bunch of money, but yet he's always stealing. That doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. Why something like that would then all of a sudden reach the Pope for the Pope to excommunicate you.
Or why, like, that doesn't sound like enough trauma to create a cryptid or like a mystical being that's like a dead alive thing that's attacking people.
Well, it starts though at the fact that he was excommunicated from his community. He's a knight. He, in his mind, owns land if you buy the first version.
Mhm.
And then his community, including, the Pope, which at the time, like the Catholic Church, of course, had complete ruling over this entire area. For them to shun you and kick you out of the community, he's forced to run off into the forest and just live by himself in the woods. And this is where the birth of Hans Trapp really begins.
Drink.
His revenge.
This is where he became a scarecrow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
We're getting there.
How did he become a scarecrow?
Hi, you're my scarecrow.
Hey,
Hello,
Nature's
nature
Journey.
journeys.
Oh, hello, nature journey.
Is it like some
Broadway's
kind of
here.
alchemical process that turns you into a scarecrow?
I mean, that
Like
would be
Spider-Man,
awesome.
like he got bit by a scarecrow or something.
He
That
got
should
bit
be a
by a
movie.
crow.
That should be a movie.
Oh,
And he got
the
scared.
last time they did the movie called The Crow, somebody died.
And I cried. Listen, when I was a girl, I was baptized a Catholic. I would, and every night when I was like, now lay me down to sleep, I pray the Lord of soul to keep it. If I shall die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. I would be like, dear God, please bless Brandon, because he was the main character in The Crow that died, that was shot because there was an actual bullet, and he was so cute, and I loved him. So yes, I would pray for him every night.
Really
and that's
thought
a little
that
bit about me.
Was,
A little bit about me.
that
A
was
little
a nice
bit about
country
me.
road we took there.
I'm really glad you said that fast, so YouTube
Yeah.
doesn't think that we were trying to do some Metallica cover,
Right.
And shut our shit down immediately.
The Catholics will know what I was saying. Should I say it slower? Now I lay me down to sleep. Anyway,
I pray the Lord my soul to keep.
this is a
Hush,
picture.
little baby, don't say.
This is a picture of the actual church in which the remains of Hans von Troth lays.
That's
Real person. We could visit and be like,
Drink.
amen to the scarecrow.
Can you how do you say that last word?
Not even gonna try. Let's ask Kari because she's on that side.
Neither
Kari's on that
Schlettenbach.
side.
Yeah,
Perfect.
neither
Neither
Schlettenbach.
I'd say
Schlettenbach.
Nider Schlettenbach.
No, Niter Slutbatch.
Slutbatch.
Mm,
Yes.
yes.
Neither Schlittenbach.
Neither Schlettenbach.
Neither
Schlittenbach.
Schlittenbach. Anyway, it's a nice place, and I think it would be cool. We should put that on our
Cryptid bucket
World
tour
tour.
list. Yeah. Kari can show us the way. She probably
can,
speaks
like,
German secretly.
do something, pay
I do.
homage to the Trapp god. All right. This is how the legend goes.
Okay.
He was so obsessed with power and revenge because he's been excommunicated by his community.
Mhm.
That he then sells his soul to Satan. He's
Oh,
like,
fun.
the Catholic Church kicked me out. The Pope's
Yeah.
no good. Bastard. I'm moving to the other man. So chooses Satan. Like, Satan, help me out here.
Yeah, love it.
So he becomes like a full-on Satanist, which also kind of perpetuates the community from making any type of contact with him.
Mm-hmm.
And he spends his life living in the woods, and he decides to dress like a scarecrow, stuffing his clothes, jackets with straw, wearing a black coat, and dresses like a scarecrow in order to lure children towards him into the forest.
I was gonna say, so is the scarecrow outfit like he's like cosplaying?
He is
And
cosplaying.
Also, if any of us were children and a scarecrow was in a forest and was like, come over here, would any of us go towards it?
Definitely
I
running
wouldn't.
towards that.
I wouldn't.
So I got
Hey, Alex. Brass.
He's obsessed with power and revenge, so he sells his soul to Satan in exchange for what exactly?
like, what's he-
Looking
yeah,
like
what's he
a
getting?
hobo.
Dressing like a scarecrow? I
Like,
don't
what
know how
powers
that's
does
a
he
choice.
have?
It's
Yeah,
not
like-
necessarily. So this is a part of me feels like they threw the Satan thing in there
Yeah,
because
it
of
feels
what
like
he
an-
was doing.
I mean, he was
because-
excommunicated, and they didn't want people to like go out and seek him, so they were like, "Oh, he's a Satanist now." He turned against the church.
Maybe it's just the folklore got woven into it because maybe he was just a crazy cannibal that lived in the woods,
Right.
and then stories. But it could also just be a hermit in the woods that people made crazy stories about that spread
Exactly.
like wildfire.
And it's
Yeah.
like, he's a Satanist. He's going to eat you. He's going to kill you. He's going to eat your children.
And that's probably why he's eating you,
Don't
because
play
he's a
stupid.
Satanist.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So, but let's just say
All
that
making
let's
sense.
just pretend that that's true. Let's pretend that he really did sell his soul to Satan and in return becomes this flesh-hungry person.
Okay, well,
All
we
right.
have somebody on the panel who has sold her soul to Satan. Bree, tell us what it was like.
What?
I'm just joking.
I already knew you were going to say me, as I was like, what?
I mean, she is the goat.
Meh.
It sort of makes sense if you're like, hey, where can I hide in plain sight? Not necessarily to lure people to you, but so that people don't know that you're there.
Well, they don't think that you're.
They don't think that you're an
Cons.
actual
Yeah.
person. They might think you're just a normal scarecrow. You're not a real person. So you're like, I'm going to perch up on here.
I will say, Bree, if I was like
Sounds like
walking
Twitter.
around and I saw a weird scarecrow that wasn't moving or anything hanging in a forest, I would probably go and investigate it Blair Witch style and be like, what is happening? So that maybe that would make me go in.
There we go. Although I've
will
seen enough
bring
scary
up-
movies not to do that.
I will bring up from our previous few episodes where we've looked at like old time Halloween costumes that were like terrifying as shit
Mm-hmm.
For
compared to like
sure.
stuff now. How do we know like this just wasn't a homeless dude who was just like vilified for being poor?
Oh, I think that's what
Absolutely.
Kari was saying, is like this was probably just a hermit out in the forest, and then they made this exaggerated story around an actual hermit in the forest.
Mhm. And
But
really
remember,
was
we're in
just a meth
16th
head.
century. 16th century, though. This is
Yeah.
like where everything
14
stops.
1490s is the 15th.
Right,
century.
from there onwards into the 1500s
Well, he was
would then be
born
the
in the
16th century, so-
1400s.
Hundreds.
So,
We're talking about the
Often,
legend,
yeah.
like way after. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
you know what irritates me? That we can't say the name of the century with the name of the year. Like,
It makes no sense. It's like
I
a year.
feel
Yeah,
like 14th century should be the year 1400.
I agree
No,
with you. It
because you
makes
have-
no sense.
The first century would have been the first 1,000,
I know, but it's
100, yeah.
stupid.
100
Let's
years.
just count that as zero.
the
Zero
zero
century. Or
Yeah.
like 0
We'll
point
retcon
century.
it. We'll
Totally.
It just
retcon
doesn't
it.
make sense. Listen, calendars don't make sense. Time
It's
doesn't
all
make
good.
sense. None of it makes sense.
The
Calendar
What is
rules.
time?
ABCs don't make sense either.
They really
because,
don't.
No,
It's all-
because Q should be way down with Z, X, and Y. I never made sense why Q would all of a sudden just be with R
Q,
and
R,
S.
and
Like,
S.
move
Yeah.
Q all the way down with X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, the letters
You
that
know
you
what?
don't
That's
use.
just-
If
All you-
anything, Y should be moved up farther because it's used much more frequently.
Yeah, all you have to do is understand that the
Hey,
patriarchy created it, and we have to fight it.
Thank you,
Fight the
Tony.
patriarchy.
You
Fight
just
the patriarchy.
okay.
Yeah,
I'm
thanks.
back. I'm back.
Yeah, we're
You
back.
Just tap me back in, coach. Okay.
We're back.
So anyway,
real
now
life?
we're it unfortunately it is the red pill life. So poor Hans is now
Drink.
a Satanist.
Do that.
Hans is now a Satanist, dressing up like a scarecrow.
Ooh,
Like,
sexy.
no, thank you. Not into
look
that.
at
Where did you get that photo of me?
kinda
you know what? I
cute.
snuck into your bedroom when you were getting undressed.
It's kind of
And
cute. It's kind of cute.
Put this out in a
Looks-
forest.
I mean, it
So
looks like he
this
could be a drummer for Mushroom Head.
I can see why Bree wants to marry you, Kari. Very attractive.
So this is where it goes south.
No,
you guys.
Kari literally tried to send me some fan art, and it wasn't even me who made it. It was Bree.
Inside.
Because I was like, what the hell is this? Why does
Wasn't
this
even
exist?
me. Wasn't
So
even
I
me.
got-
It was Bree.
Side note, I go into the Canva, the shared Canva area, and I find some art of me with like hearts and a fucking wedding ring and shit. And I'm like, what
Swans.
the fuck is this? Why does this exist?
Swans.
Yeah.
I didn't fucking do that.
No, it was
Pretty
Jamie.
sure it was you.
I didn't
It's
fucking
Jamie
do that.
pretending it was Brie.
Pretty sure it was you.
And then imagine my confusion because I'm just trying to get lunch and I
You're
fucking
like,
see
what
this
happening?
and I'm like, what
fuck
the
is
fuck
going
is
on?
happening right now?
Okay. Wow.
Anyway,
Damn, David, you should have
Anywho.
told him to come over here.
27, 22.
Come over here, homies.
All right. So this is where it goes, you guys. This is
Okay.
the shit right here. Hans
I took
Trapp,
it over.
again, disguising himself as a scarecrow. All right.
Mhm.
Props himself on the side of the road. No one's gonna know I'm here. A 10-year-old boy who's also supposed to be like a farm boy, even, which is kind of sad. He's just trying to do his job and shit.
They're
Anyways.
basically low-key saying he's like a little orphan boy.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So he walks by, Hans jumps down and stabs him. He snatches the boy, takes him back to the woods to his lair, where he slices him up in a bunch of pieces, roasts him on an open fire.
Damn, this is violent.
He goes to
It
take a
is.
bite, but then the big G upstairs, Godd,
The head
was like,
mason.
no. So a lightning rod struck down, which is supposed to be like the divine lightning, struck down from the heavens on Hans Trapp's skull
Drink.
and burst it open, and his head split in half.
I have so many questions before we continue. First of all-
this is a loaded slide.
Okay, so here's my issue currently. Why
Needs
did
barbecue sauce.
why did God, lowercase God, God, just because I'm disrespecting him,
Wow.
why did he wait until like Hans got all the way until he was about to bite into the cooked meat and he was like, how dare you? But he was totally fine with the murdering and the cutting up of the child. But it wasn't until he went to go take a delicious bite. He was even fine with cooking the kid. Wasn't until he went to take a bite that he was like, how dare you? So first off, I'm gonna call bullshit on that because that's kind of fucked up of lowercase God.
It makes sense
Well,
to me.
We have to think about the way that he cooked him, right? So in
Oh,
the
maybe he
Old
was
No
Testament,
seasoning? Like
Maybe
no
he's
seasoning?
disrespected. Yeah, maybe he's disrespected.
so
He was like, wow.
disrespected. He roasted the boy over the fire. He did not boil him and try to eat the worst parts of the
Thank
meat, which is in the
you.
Old Testament of what you should do. And the best parts are kept for the God.
But
Here we
he
go.
didn't
God
give him a
gives you
chance to repent. If
This
he would have
is
gave
where-
him, well, if he would have gave him a chance, though, he would have let him eat it and then repent after. God's out here trying to stop somebody from making a sin of cannibalism, and I just call bullshit on this one.
Maybe he
You know,
didn't.
this is
want
where I have a
to-
problem, right? There was way less people back then, and he didn't stop it then,
Yeah.
right? It's not like it wasn't unmanageable.
So then, okay, what if it wasn't God's lightning rod? What if it really was just like a lightning rod and people are saying God just to have the balance of good and evil and the
Well, when
lightning
something
rod
like
just
that
so
happens-
happened?
I think
Yeah.
that's the problem of what we're kind of alluding to is like I feel like this is so much more fairy tale than most of the cryptids we're looking into. It's so much made up whole bullshit. Like most of the time when we look at cryptids, we can kind of fill in holes, use a little spackle, make some connections. But like with this one, I'm just saying like the holes are poking left and right. Because if you're gonna say a random bolt of lightning just so happened to strike down on him the second before he bit into the first child he ever killed, it's so crafted and perfect.
No.
It's a
Listen,
fairy tale.
I
This
feel
is-
like this is
it
going to
is.
take a more supernatural turn from this point.
I hope
It
so.
is definitely. But listen, you also have to understand that, like, obviously, if we are to go with like the traditional God that most people think of, God does not stop basic bad things from happening. Possibly what it was is that he stopped him before he could take a bite because he did all this other shit, but he was not going to enjoy that child. He
Mhm.
might have killed the child, but he was not going to enjoy the taste of the child.
Right.
And that was the whole reason behind killing him, roasting him. I mean, all of it, really.
Just
It was like, let's do all this, but you're not going to enjoy it. It stops here. Bam.
just
It's like
like
all this work for nothing.
well, that's
mean-
just like God allowed this to happen.
Question.
Oh my
Ah,
God.
it's true. Question. If you sold your soul to the devil,
Yes.
can God still punish you? Like you're not owned to God.
No, so
Does that
there's
make
a
sense?
workaround. I think
Okay,
there's
tell
a
me.
workaround. What you do is you get people to willingly give you their souls to take any punishment for any sins that you commit. I did this multiple times in high school. I think I had somewhere around 10 or 15 people who were willing and signed contracts saying that they would allow their souls to take all of my sins and every bad
Is
thing
this
that I
true,
did.
Tony?
Oh, this is absolutely true.
You swear?
I
You
swear
did
to
that
God.
in high school?
I did that in high
What?
school. And one person got really upset
Hmm.
because they realized they were Christian and realized what they did. And I was like, no, I own your soul. I'm not giving it back to you.
Wow. Hi, Spook.
So yeah, there's like
That
10
can be
people who
anyone.
are gonna pay for all of my transgressions.
I'm going to say in reality, you cannot sell your soul to anybody. Your soul
You
is yours,
Mm.
not to give. That's
I
all.
agree with you on that one.
That's all
I
fallacy.
rebuke the idea of Satan and God. I don't believe in either of them. I think that there's something so much more bigger than something that could be boiled down to a good and a bad.
Boiled down like this child.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Rendering the fat.
Roasted.
He probably makes a great tallow.
roasted.
Roasted. So, because Hans Trapp
Hans
No.
Trapp.
obviously dead as hell because his whole entire cranium is split in half. He was damned to roam the earth, basically in a sense of purgatory. But in so, it was in the form of that scarecrow that he dressed up as. So the man turned scarecrow.
You guys, this is getting really exhausting, and I feel like there's too much backstory because it could have just like he already lived in the forest as the scarecrow.
No, he didn't. He was a normal man. He dressed
was
up
a
as
knight.
a scarecrow
as
to
dressed as a
lure
scarecrow.
people.
I know what I'm saying. Like it seems
But he
like there's
didn't
too
all
many
the time. It's
too
really
many
not.
backstories. Like he
Chill,
already
fam.
was a cannibal who lived in the forest, and then I don't know. There's too many
This was-
backstories.
This was his first cannibalism, though. From what we know, he was
That we
just
know.
exiled in the forest. He dressed up as a scarecrow to then lure the boy. And because he did that, he was then turned into a scarecrow in his
Too much backstory. Too much
bad
backstory.
self. It makes sense to me. You just need to hang on then.
I'm hanging.
So he remained in the scarecrow form and
My
continued
opinion's not made.
to drag the children into the forest to never be seen again.
You know what this sounds like? And I'm not saying I'm making a decision yet.
Baba
But
Yaga.
this sounds like watching the
Hi, Angel Wings.
Netflix series on Jeffrey Dahmer, but
Obsessed.
from 500 years ago. Like, this is how they would paint a serial killer / cannibal.
Back then.
Listen,
Yeah.
Because they didn't know any
Netflix
better.
series,
Right.
that Netflix series is Chef's Kiss. It's the best thing in the world. Obsessed.
Angel Wings.
Loves. Obsessed. Obsessified with it. Absolutely. I really don't understand where the issue is because it just makes perfect sense to me. This poor guy is exiled in the forest. He's like, fine, I'm fucking hungry. I'm gonna go eat a baby child.
I'm just saying
then.
it's so much ridiculous. Like they could have just went so many ways, and I feel like it's just like it's too much backstory to lead up to a point. Like you could have cut that down by so many things and just picked one or two things to be like, here's where he came from. But instead, it's like it was this very long, crazy backstory of how he is, who he is. It just seems so fabricated to me, if that makes sense.
He has a very overarching villain, arc. It's a very big villain arc.
You guys are really, really, really pulling on my strings right now.
I haven't made my mind up yet. I'm just throwing ideas out as we're moving.
Anyways.
Sorry.
So most legends claim that he wanted redemption for these evil deeds. He doesn't want to remain in purgatory. So he made a deal to be Saint Nicholas, aka Santa Claus's counterpart. So this is a picture here back in the Disney of Hans out here showing up with a saint. To be the kind of bad guy. You're either going to get a present for being good or you're going to get some whippings from Hans Trapp.
I feel like some people maybe want whippings.
So, and this is the part of the story that kind of reminds me of Krampus.
We will get to that.
Like a French,
German
border Krampus kind of thing. But
absolutely.
Yeah.
1000%. So it's the same thing. He punishes children in these horrible ways where it's usually beating them.
Or eating
and
them.
then if they don't change their behavior, then he's coming back. He's going to throw you in his satchel and you're coming home to Papa.
Why is it okay for him now to be a cannibal? Why
So
isn't God stopping him now?
Other versions claim that he will visit children at night and make markings on the ones that he wants to eat on Christmas Eve.
Like
so
the devil's
if
mark?
you are sleeping and you wake up and you got a lashing or whatever, it becomes this big ordeal like, oh, you're next. Hans Trapp's going to come get you and he's going to eat you on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, just like if you didn't smear lamb's blood over your door in Egypt on a certain night when God decided to kill a bunch of babies.
Passover.
That's the one.
I know, that's what I'm getting at, Danielle. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
You mean God is in a biblical sense, maybe, but like don't cross the lines with me.
God in a biblical sense is garbage trash to me.
Kind of
yes
a douche.
and no. Yes and no. Real person. Anyway, so that's interesting. So in the northern parts of France and other regions in Germany, because again, we were kind of bordering that area, if the children misbehave, this is where like the parents have now overly done the entire folklore and story of it, and that's just how it's carried on for tradition, is if you don't behave, then Hans Trapp is going to come and seek his revenge that he's been stuck on from being exiled and couldn't even enjoy one home-cooked meal, and seek his revenge on you.
Yeah.
And this is just some of the other artwork here of like the saint coming, and then Hans like, back up, bitch, back up.
Back up, bitches. He's got his Glock. He's like, get the fuck back.
No. She's like, they're okay. And then she's like, take them. Like,
yeah,
no
we
fucks.
literally don't have one American counterpart to something like this in any version of any of our holidays where there's a good and a bad.
Just Jeffrey Epstein.
Hey.
Wait, what did your wife say? Late stage abortion?
Be a scarecrow.
That is not my wife, but
That's Hyde's
Oh, I
long
know.
grass.
I'm sorry. The color is the same. My bad. My bad. That's why I was like, Danielle.
Yes, I did give you guys
Well,
my
shall
real
we?
hair.
Well,
I
shall
did.
we?
You're welcome.
it is.
It's hanging out up there.
So yeah, it's interesting that you guys struggle with it so much. So again, okay, we're going back. Similar to Hans Trapp is Krampus. Same thing. Santa counterpart. But in the Alpine regions, I believe it is the central and eastern regions of the Alpine
Mhm.
is Krampus is Santa's counterpart, where
Hmm.
he is there to punish children who did not make the nice list. And it was the same thing with the satchel. And then he would beat them or lash them with birch branches was his thing. The only difference here is that Krampus technically takes a it's not necessarily one person. The idea of Krampus would be like a gang of goat-like demons in a sense.
Of course.
They're always goat-like, they're demons.
demons.
And it's not
Mhm.
just one. We say Krampus, but Krampus is supposed to make up of like an entire gang of
Mhm.
different individuals that would accompany Santa to be like the Punisher.
Kind of like how the plural of moose is moose.
Meese. Oh.
It's moose.
Did you say Meese?
Yeah.
Can you imagine running down the street going, "Help, I'm being chased by a group
I
of
mean,
geese"?
Yeah.
Everyone would just go, "Why are you running from mice?"
You know what's weird?
I don't know English.
Multiple of goose is geese.
Geese, yes.
That's why
Is
I
that why
thought
she
moose
thought
would be
meese?
meese. Yes.
You would think so, right?
But multiple
Yeah.
moose is moose.
It didn't make
But
sense.
wouldn't you
English
know
doesn't
that?
make
Wouldn't you
sense.
know that? Wouldn't you be like, but I've never
No.
heard that before.
No.
Yeah, but can you imagine the person who was like, "That's a moose"?
Free rage quit. She's like this fucking idiot. Just cackling. Yeah.
Wow.
As she clearly
Okay.
runs away from
She ran away, she
microphone and
left.
everything.
While she was doing that, I did the doodle.
Ooh,
my
oh, how
UFO.
cute.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's cute.
Is that the ODNI UFO report?
Yes.
It might be. I finally have it.
It's been in the
got
UK the whole time. Because realistically, Car is a spy.
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 For whom?
I don't know. The Queen.
Whoever.
Oh wait, she's dead.
Queen.
The King.
Fuck the king.
Okay.
Ooh.
Camilla. For
We're gonna
Camilla.
send that to your
You're a
people.
spy for Camilla.
This is a real photo. Remember we
Oh my god, the
Last
tongue.
year-
Check out that
Yes.
tongue.
last year when it was just Jamie, Bobby, and I for Bobby's Cryptid Corner.
And we did Krampus.
We did do Krampus, and we went over a bunch of the cards, the greeting cards that they
Mhm.
had, which were so fucked up. I was gonna put one in here earlier, and I showed it to Kari, and I was like, "Is this kid being sodomized right now?" I swear to God, it
Yeah,
looked
that
like
was
that.
like
I was like,
Borderline.
we ain't putting this on here.
until like when you figure it out what you're looking at, it's like, oh, it's not. But like for a second, it is like fuck.
Borderline.
Like,
What? Yeah.
Go back to creepy Krampus real quick. I just want to see something. Okay.
Can I add
What are
No.
you looking at?
what?
I just so this is like an older German representation of Krampus, and I just wanted to see if they made him look Jewish, and they did. So
Yeah, a
did?
little bit.
the nose.
The nose, yeah.
The nose, the ears, and
Wow.
yeah. So this is like
Jews don't have that nose. I mean, the ears. Come on. But
This
it's also
is-
just
It's
it
been
is a little bit.
time
But
since
it's
I've
also
done
supposed to be
a
a
hate
goat.
crime.
It's supposed to be a goat.
It is. but
I have a lot of issues with goats being associated with evilness. I really do. This is like a nice Krampus. He's like, okay, these are the birch. I'm just gonna teet right there
Teet,
on
teet,
your
teet.
knee.
And they're like
Does.
laughing a little bit. Yeah. It's like maybe
Harder.
it's like their neighbor dressed up as Krampus.
Right. They're like, harder, Daddy. What?
Mhm.
What?
And so like it's really cool. I was telling Kari today
love
that
this.
I would die to be in Germany when there is the Krampus parade.
Festival.
I watch it like every year. I see the new festival pictures, and I'm just like, why am I not there?
Yeah.
Give me a stein. I'll walk around with these scary goat people. It's just so cool. So this is again Santa and his counterpart. There's a few other Santa counterparts. I did not want to include them because I didn't think it was necessarily relevant, and I didn't know if we wanted to go over it. But it is
Why is
interesting.
Santa wearing a Pope hat?
Why not?
Unfortunately, because he's holy. He's a saint. He's Saint Nicholas. Duh.
They're taking very literal. Again, this is not America.
Duh.
Right.
Not American Christmas, not Coca-Cola polar bear Christmas.
It is kind of funny
He goes
though
all
if
over
you
the
think
world.
about it. He does, but I mean,
Kari,
it's funny to think that he would have such a dark companion.
Jamie?
He's like, hey, come on.
Kari, what's it like for Christmas for you? What do you have an evil Christmas man who comes and haunts you?
What's Christmas?
Christ Mass.
Christ Mass.
It's a mass for
Oh.
Christ.
No,
He's the reason for the season.
Do you
I
get
think
a
it's,
tree? And do you have some shepherd's pie and maybe a roast or some Christmas
I
potatoes?
need to get a tree. I
Lord
haven't had a tree
Voldemort.
since I moved in.
Lord Voldemort. I would
I
But
have a
have,
tree.
I have
Lord
family
Voldemort.
over on Christmas Day and I cook a meal. I mean,
You
if
have to
if you want to say that's evil,
Do you have like a like fruit cake? Like what's your Christmas thing? Yorkshire pudding? I don't know British stuff. Yeah.
roast dinner with Yorkshire puddings, and then for pudding, Yorkshire puddings are not pudding. They're like
I know it's not pudding. It's like meat thingies.
no, it's just
They eat a lot of things. I have no idea. I'm like, can you show me a
concave
picture?
and you fill
What
it
is
with gravy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I
very
keep
off
seeing
topic.
people on TikTok making it. Wait, no, that's what we do here. On TikTok, they were making it the Yorkshire pudding things, and it's like they had like a muffin tin, and then they filled it all up with oil, and then they put it in the oven to heat up the oil first, and then they pulled it out, and then you pour the batter in. It looks like pancake batter, and then you put it back in.
Is it pancake batter?
Basically with salt, extra salt.
It's like
A
a
salty
savory,
pancake?
and it like puffs up like.
So it's like a little like concave pastry thing that you have with a roast dinner, and you like pour gravy in it.
So it's kind of like a.
And then for pudding, we'd have trifle, because trifle is
Trifle.
the bum.
Wait,
The-
so you
the
just cut a piece
horrible
and that's
shit.
like your bread that
Right.
No, it's
already
like
has
individual
gravy in it.
I'll just show you.
Yeah, show a picture, please.
Your-
Liquid
Yeah.
meat.
It's in a-
I've always been fascinated by traditional British food and the fact that all of their
It's rustic.
flavors. If by rustic you mean without any real flavor.
Like these little puff things. They look a lot like big giant German pancakes, but small.
Oh, they are tiny.
I was gonna say they're like little.
Yeah.
So it's a
These little
salty
muffin tin.
pancake with
Well, we
Gravy
do some-
inside.
oh,
It's like a miniature gravy boat for your plate. So instead of getting gravy everywhere, you have your own little gravy dish. You could dip it, you
that's
could pour it.
genius.
I tend to wait till the end and then just go oh. And
That
then
So
you
sounds-
is it like a fluffy pastry, like
It's
the
like-
really thin?
It depends how long you cook it for. Like you can
How
have them at
hard is
varying
it to
levels of
make?
crispiness.
I literally just described it to you.
So easy. It's
So
I literally
I just need to
unbelievable.
know.
Pan of muffins, and then you put the oil in, and then you put the oil in the oven, and then you wait for the oil to get super hot. Like when you pour it, it bubbles, and then you fill it up, and then you put it back in, and then it bakes, and then you're done.
Yeah,
What about the gravy? You put the gravy last?
It's hollow.
You fill the
hollows
gravy.
out, look.
Think of it as a gravy dish.
Yeah, it's
You can
like
fill it with anything. You don't have to put it with gravy. You can put anything in it. You can put a chocolate
How
salad
do
in
you
it. You can put mashed
know-
potatoes.
Hold on,
But
pause.
traditionally, gravy.
Pause, ma'am. How do you know that when you pour the mixture in, that it's going to form like a concave area for the gravy?
It just does.
the pastry already does that.
It's the way the muffin pans are. It just makes it.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if I should attempt to do this for Thanksgiving.
Maybe you should.
Because, like, no one ever asked me to bring anything.
They're really good. I do.
Oh, I love this. Over on Twitch, we have some a bot telling us to
Oh,
buy
I don't want to become
viewers,
famous.
followers, and Prime's on mystorm.store. Nah, we
That's
don't
what
like
I'm
to do
thinking,
that.
Jeanette. I'm thinking, like, maybe I should do
People
this and, like,
we don't.
surprise people. I'm like, hey, you never asked me to bring anything.
Okay,
but
so
like,
why?
look what
Yeah,
I
so why don't you
did.
try to make it? Why don't you try to make it real quick? You know what I'm saying?
They
Try a
take
trial
like
at
10
home.
minutes. They don't take very long to cook. They
See,
take
try a
like-
trial.
Yeah.
I like the idea of like a little gravy boat.
Individual
nice.
gravy boat.
And then it can replace a croissant.
I'll
Or
start
you-
sending you videos on it because they come across my For You page all the time. I think because like I talk about my British slander all the time, so I'm on like some version of British TikTok where I
Yeah,
get
you're on
random
people's
British
lists.
things.
Don't worry.
So
Yeah,
I want to
no, I
know
know.
really
I'm a lot.
quickly.
Yes.
Pause, mates. So like Tony, what is
Mhm.
your Thanksgiving platter? Like, what's usually the things that your family makes or you make or whatever? What do you usually eat on Thanksgiving?
Of course, I was removed, dick. It varies. After 10 years in the military and then like just bouncing around between friends' houses and stuff, I don't really cook all that much for Thanksgiving, but it's always either like I'll be honest, one of the best things I've ever had is a deep fried prime rib roast.
Oh,
Like you would deep fry a turkey.
That sounds delicious.
But you do it with a prime rib, and you do the same seasoning on the prime rib. Oh my god, it's so fucking
That
amazing.
sounds wonderful.
It's
really good.
so good.
Honestly, I've never heard that before. I'm shocked.
Yeah, it sounds delish, and I want.
Oh, it's awesome. Absolutely awesome.
So do you have plans this Thanksgiving, or are you and Danielle gonna like kick it home style and have a pot pie?
Nope, Danielle's gonna be gone. I work, so I have to work tomorrow, and they're going off away with family, so it's gonna be me and her dad, and we're gonna do man shit.
Ooh, fun.
Nice.
Yeah,
I actually like that.
We're gonna shoot
So
guns
cute.
and drink alcohol. So
Give each other
it'll be-
back rubs.
Yeah,
Exactly.
rub each
Yeah.
other's feet.
Man stuff. Yeah. But
Yeah,
if you do it and say no homo, it's fine.
It's
Yeah.
totally cool.
Yeah.
Oh no. I
Mhm.
love that.
Mhm.
That is actually really nice that you can do that with your dad. I love
Yeah.
that. That's
That's a
really
vibe.
precious. Yeah. What about you, Kari? Do you guys like make something up at least to do something, or you're just like,
They-
oh,
I just
The
invade
Ameri-
another country. That's
Yeah.
easy.
True.
No, I don't have it. We don't do that. All of these Thanksgivings are countries celebrating getting out from this country. So
Pretty much, yeah.
like
it's funny.
it's yeah.
Seems weird to celebrate it. She's just over there like, well, thanks for celebrating leaving me.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it's okay.
Oh shit,
It's
that's
whatever.
fucking funny. You guys should start a new holiday that's like glad they're gone, like a bye Felicia holiday.
Yes.
Bye,
Yes. Like and it could be a Thanksgiving. We're like, we're thankful you left. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
That's what you should start, Kari.
Bye, don't come back.
Yeah, I'll start off bad.
You absolutely should.
Yeah.
What about you, Jamie? What you got going on?
So growing up, I had like big traditional Thanksgivings. Now, as I'm an adult, I can't stand getting together with my family in any capacity in a large group. So I try to avoid the holidays. Usually I do things like go on cruises and vacations during this time. So then like just nobody
True.
can contact me. Ask Brie, I really genuinely like Christmas, Thanksgiving, any kind of holiday. I'm like, deuces, I'm out of here. I don't want to do dishes. I don't want to cook. And I had a pact this year with Corey, and I was like, listen, buddy, I don't want to go anywhere for Thanksgiving. I want to sit at home. I want to like make snacks. I don't want to do shit. I was like, you tell your parents we're going to my parents' house. I tell my parents we're going to your parents' house. It's a safe plan, foolproof.
Nobody knows where anybody
You
is.
literally just announced it live on the internet.
No, it's fine. I don't care.
No.
Oh, I don't give a shit. And then Corey decided to change his mind and agreed to his parents that we would be going there. And then on top of it, he informed me that I had to make something. I had to make a potato dish and bring it. So not only was I invited somewhere I didn't want to go, but now I have to actually do work. So I decided as a protest, I'm not cooking anything. And I went to Albertsons and I got pre-made au gratin potatoes. And I'm going to put them in my glass Pyrex container. And I'm going to grate fresh cheese on top. And I'm going to pretend like I made them.
So do that
Word.
goddamn fresh cheese on the top
Yeah.
is the seal the deal moment.
Yeah. Lots
No,
of
I'm
peppers
not-
and salt. Bam.
Not gonna lie, the sweet potatoes
Ooh.
with the marshmallows on top,
Yams
or the
with the-
brown
yeah.
sugar.
I feel you.
That's
That's a
probably
vibe.
the best shit. Super easy to make.
Super easy. And yams and sweet potatoes are low-key so delicious and people don't even know.
So good. So fucking
Smash,
good.
Pretty great.
smash sweet potatoes
In-
with
in Ch-
brown sugar.
In China, they're like at 7-Eleven in like aluminum foil. They're just like on like a hot little thing. Like they buy the hot dogs and you could just buy it and you open it up and you get like some butter, some sugar, and you just eat it. They have it.
I'll take that
Mhm.
over a hot dog any day.
Mhm.
So I
know.
have
Genius.
a very traditional Thanksgiving. I always have. My parents always host it. My grandparents of both sides will come. And we always have friends that come too. It'll probably be like a lot of people. There's usually people I don't even see throughout the entire year will end up popping up. So my house is usually pretty lit for Thanksgiving. We do like the turkey, the ham, the mashed potatoes. We do pearled onions, green bean casserole, yams, like you're talking about. My grandma usually makes 2 different types of stuffings. Oh God, there's like I can't even think of all the things, but it's usually like a big thing. And we usually get pretty drunk, so I don't know if I'm gonna do that this year.
Word.
I would like to think I won't, but like no promises.
No promises.
I will say, I think the best stuffing is the Stouffer stovetop.
That's just like basic, but it's good.
No,
Yeah.
no,
I don't know.
'cause
I would
I've
have to
had,
say
like,
the best
I've had
stuffing is the one I get in the
homemade
morning.
shit and all that other.
You left it there. I'm sorry.
I
Jesus,
like
Lord have mercy.
I've had like all the like the homemade shit and like professional chefs making stuffing and everything, and I'm just like, you know what's really good? You know how ramen is like really good, and then
Yeah.
like if you go to a restaurant and get ramen, you're like, okay, why did I pay $40 for this shit?
Mm.
Kind of like the same thing, right? Like, why did I pay more money for shit that I isn't exponentially
Come to my house.
better?
You
I
come
like-
to California, baby. My
gotta-
family
Oh.
is really good cooks.
You gotta have stuffing with like big chunks of sausage in it.
Big chunks of
Yeah.
sausage.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
the only way to get stuffed.
For sure. There's always something. And we always started off with the baked brie.
Always with the baked brie.
Always with the baked brie. So yes, a time of tradition. I feel like most of us here don't really honor the original tradition. For me, it's just about being with my family, that we're all together. And it's always something that I don't want to do, but then it seems like once we're all there, it's like, all right, I guess I'm happy that you guys are
All right,
here.
I'm hanging out. I'm vibing.
Like it's cool now. But it's a lot of work these holidays. It's like they create this thing and it just becomes this mega thing, and then it's like a part of all America traditions. I feel like started as something small, and then there's all this pressure. Thank you, Spooky.
Thanks,
Miranda.
We're
Spooky.
thankful for you, Spooky.
You know what's
No,
gonna
get
happen? I'm
overwhelming.
gonna tell you guys what's gonna happen.
Tell us.
Bibby's
Tony's a
gonna
prophet.
watch. Bibby's gonna watch this episode.
Absolutely, he's not.
When he comes back. No, absolutely, he's gonna watch this episode.
He actually
when he comes
watches them.
back.
Yeah.
Does he
he's gonna
really?
yes, he does.
He
He's gonna
does.
see this when he comes back from Mexico, and he's gonna go, "You motherfuckers!
You fucking
Why?
asshole.
What are you guys talking about?" And then he'll just say, "That's cool." But at first, he's gonna be like, "Why did you guys derail so quickly?"
Like, what
so
happened in this
easily?"
episode, you guys?
Yeah.
Because we're wrapping up. We're creating it about the holiday season.
Yes, Jesus.
Everybody has their different
Bobby
traditions.
never sees the vision.
So there's no show this Thursday.
No.
No.
Right.
Next week there's Bobby's Cryptid Corner.
Bibby's Cryptid Corner for sure.
And then on Thursday,
Which-
there's the second episode of the Super Serious Science Show.
So. Fuck
Yes.
I
yeah.
might jump in on that one. I gotta jump
You
in on the
should.
super.
We would
secret-
love you to.
Come
If
on
you
over.
are open next Thursday, that would be fantastico.
It's a
the
weird time for you
meantime,
though.
Even
just
though we're not always like on here, we are doing mad shit behind the scenes, and because
Oh,
that
yeah.
takes time. But we have a lot of things coming up.
Yeah, if
And-
we're not like
Golden probes.
if we're not like responding to things and interacting as much as we normally are, it's because we're in golden probes mode, and when we're literally not on the internet, like we're working or doing things. I will say that we have the nomination list built. Is going to be released.
And the intro is almost finished.
Almost.
And so I think once I have to probably this weekend, because I have a long weekend, I'll work on the website. And once the website and voting is going to be up, we'll go live with the nominees. We'll probably do a stream about it for everyone.
Yeah.
So
Everyone has to know that like everything here is it's a joke for the golden probes, but like you guys are free to vote how you want. If you think it's
Yeah.
a joke,
Yeah.
if you want it to be serious, vote. Whoever's gonna win is gonna win. And then also for the Super Serious Science Show, if anyone has any recommendations on who you think we should bring on to the show, please let us know. We're super into that. I think right now we're kind of struggling with like who have we not had on butt stuff to bring on. And I mean it's a
I want more
different
sciencey
show.
people.
Yeah, it's a different show format. And it's kind of hard to think of people that we can trust to give us that. We might be the only super serious people.
super serious. No, I
Super
just think
serious.
we've done a ton of episodes, and we've like reached out to all of our friends, the people we know in the community. So it's like we've tapped all of our normal resources of like reaching out to guests. So you guys tell us who you want us to get on, and then we'll just raw dog it and be like, "Hey, bro, you want to try?"
What up?
Shove it in. No
Mhm.
gravy. Shove
And if
it
you got
in.
if you haven't noticed, last week we first started promoting the golden probes, and the trolls came out.
Oh,
in
they
force.
did. It
Who?
was
Immediately.
yeah. They were out there hating.
Hate.
Isn't it so fantastic? I just
It's
absolutely
so
love it.
funny. Listen, at this point, it's free promotion. So the more people bitch and complain about it, it's great. What I love the most is the people barking the loudest about it are the people who absolutely didn't watch it, and their opinion of it is so stupid because they don't know what they're talking about. So you know what? Keep making yourself look
No,
dumb
I
on
bet
the
they do watch
internet.
it. I bet they watch it and they're like, "Damn, I wish I
Yeah.
was as cool as these
No,
people."
man, some of the
Well,
comments they make were like, I was like, you literally didn't watch it. I was like, we had categories like best UFO daddy, but okay.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
yeah,
They were like,
Just
you're just
think of-
shitting on everyone. We're like, okay.
Last year,
yes and no.
Last year, Mick West won an award and made his own golden
Right.
probe and his own
Thank you,
video
David.
accepting.
No, Kari edited the video, but he did make a video accepting it. But Kari's editing on that was perfection.
I laughed
was this?
so hard. But we were talking about that, like the fact that he made his own golden probe.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
he had it on the
Listen,
shelf for a while. I think.
Can I?
Like,
I will
that's
say. I
crazy.
will say he is a nominee again this year.
He is.
Definitely is.
So if y'all vote a certain way, we could try to ask him to accept another one. So that's completely
Yes.
up to the audience.
And Luis Jimenez is going to be one of our hosts this year, which is
Yes.
absolutely phenomenal.
Not
told
just dropping in.
I told Kari that we should probably find a clip of it, but I was thinking how much things have changed in 1 year. Because last year, I'm pretty sure the only reason why UCR had us on was because of the golden probes. And
Mhm.
one of the things that we're asking was like, aren't you guys afraid to like not get people on because of like interview wise, if you're that crazy, like things like that. So
Mm.
for a year ago, for Luis to be asking us questions like that,
Like that.
and then fast forward now where he's a fucking host, like
Yeah.
the world
Exactly.
has changed tremendously
Fun.
in just
Yes.
1
Fun.
year.
And what's great too is people are so angry that he's a part of it, and that makes me laugh because they're like, "How dare you? You've crossed to the dark side." And I think me and Brie have always been like, "Come on over.
Have fun.
For
The door's
sure.
open for anyone."
Yeah.
Come on
I
in.
absolutely love it. I definitely hope that you're joking, David, because like obviously no one here is Nazis. You got Jews in the crowd, you got Mexicans, you got it all.
Oh no. Yes,
But yeah,
much too.
I'm very excited for that. I think it's phenomenal to look back and see how much things have changed in a year. And
Yeah.
Absolutely.
whoever wants to be involved, reach out, because there's so many players in this that I think we lose sight of how many people are actually around. And so if anyone's hearing and they're like, I want to be involved, just like raise your hand, basically.
Yeah.
Let us know.
And you have to understand that like this is us having fun with the UFO community, and if you can't make fun of yourself, if you can't have fun with it because it's so serious all the time and everybody's so on edge always, and they're so quick to judge people, they're so quick to say the nastiest things. This is like your opportunity in the UFO
So
community
judgmental.
to just
Yeah.
have fun and let loose and not be a dickhead for
Bust it out.
fucking 2 hours out of your entire
Bust it
year.
out. Yeah. If we could think of like the most uptight person in the world, like so like that's the person that we want to come to the probes and just like
Right there.
Let it
relax.
out. Yeah.
let it
chill.
out and relax.
I'm the most
Because
uptight person here.
at the end of the day, I'm sorry, but all of your seriousness hasn't gotten us anywhere.
Anywhere.
Think about it. Think about it. All of your quote data. Sorry, Kari. The quote data. All of this bullshit. People like to be like, meh, meh, meh. Not entertainment, right? But like at the end of the day, none of it's gotten us anywhere anyway. So like, just relax and have fun for one night of the year.
You know what? That's not true, but
Yeah.
you know what we've gotten? You know what we've gotten? A bunch of new UFO conferences. That's what we've gotten.
Yeah.
There's so many UFO conferences now.
Cringe.
I'm a little actually. I'm offended. I have not been invited to host a UFO conference. I mean, like, what have I done?
I
to
was
the
like, I
UFO
know, I
community?
agree. I feel like out of anyone in the world, Tony, you need to be up there
Why-
with the microphone.
Why
I
would they
agree.
ask you, Tony?
I don't know.
Oh, how
I just,
dare you crush his dream? Let him
You
live.
gotta talk more
Yeah.
like Jimmy Church, and then you'll get it.
Yeah.
Oh, is that? I just gotta toss them off.
Oh yeah.
Drink some of this black coffee.
Also, Big Willie,
The
Cardi
joke.
is the FBI.
Yeah,
It's
Cardi is the
hiding
FBI.
in plain
Plain
sight. That's what we
sight.
Yes.
hear. Anyway, thank you everyone for joining us tonight. It's
Yeah,
gonna be
we
a
love you
fun
guys.
night for us.
We're not
but
gonna
it's-
sci-fi.
Take
this
it easy,
fucking thing.
dudes. But
Yeah.
take it.
Oh, should we?
I was like,
We
let's
are
sci-fi it real
doing
quick.
Bobby's
Let's sci-fi it real
shit.
quick. I'm
Yeah.
straight up sci-fiing this bullshit. It sounds like a bunch of hogwash to me. I believe Krampus more than I believe this bullshit. This bullshit's bullshit to me. It's nothing but a made-up fucking story. Sci-fi one.
It's bullshit. It's bullshit.
Yeah, Tony.
I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna go a middle bitch for it.
Wow.
The reason I'm gonna give this a middle bitch is I think there was a dude, but like I said, with the Jeffrey Dahmer thing at the time, that's just kind of built into something that was way beyond what it really was.
Who said you were a dude,
And
Angel?
Who
that's
said you
what
were a
happened.
dude?
Sorry.
Oh, I said take it easy, dudes.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
All right, Kari, what's yours?
I'm gonna go with Tony. What Tony said.
Middle.
Okay.
Say it. Say
It's
the
everything.
words.
Everything he just said is what.
Say the words.
Say middle bitch.
Biddle Mitch.
That's close enough.
No, I need it all. I need it all. We're collecting sound bites here.
Are we though?
Always.
Always.
Chabon
Je ne sais pas.
There's a soundbite for you.
I don't know.
Bree, what about you? What's your opinion?
Side note, it's funny that people think that that person that's a Twitter face is different than me. That's so funny.
I see no difference. But
None.
Me either, right?
I see the same picture.
Literally, if I brought you my child photos, I look the same as she does. That's really sad. I also middle bitch this one because I don't think it's as much of a backstory as some of our other things, and I think Miss Jamie has forgotten that. So,
Ooh.
All right, so this one is a middle bitch with the collective vote.
Little bitch with Jamie being wrong.
I'm proud of you, David. I'm proud of you.
Yep.
We love you all. We'll see y'all next week. Deuces hoes.
Happy
Davis is-
Thanksgiving. Happy
Thanksgiving.
family.
This was a simulation.
All of this is
Yeah.
fake. Time,
Happy-
money, travel,
whatever.
nothing's real.
Happy whatever the fuck.
Bye.